corporate Indian is enamored by growth. He's fixated with soaring high numbers that personify success and satiate his need to evolve. As a business news channel, we constantly debate day in and day out whether we should bet on stock A or stock B.
Your Lakshmi Vilas Bank, which saw a sharp rise,
Whether a particular corporate strategy is a winning or the feeling mantra, and constantly seek material and monetary fulfillment. Today, why not debate life itself? Its meaning or meaninglessness, and whether there is a singular path to life fulfillment. It's time we change the corporate backdrop and walk into a spiritual zone to learn the purpose of life, or debate whether life needs a purpose at all. ET Now Sonali Krishna takes you beyond markets into a novel world.
Today I'm doing a very interesting interview, and it's a man who needs no introduction at all. He's known as a spiritual leader, and he's none other than Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Thank you so much for joining us and gracing us with your presence on ET Now. Today I want to talk to you about you. I want to go back in time. I want to know about the journey of how you became Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. So if you could go back in time and tell me about your childhood, when and the time when you were actually an average kid, where you had no realizations, where you were just regular. Can you take me back at that time and tell me how this grand transformation happened?
Well, long journeys begin with tiny steps.
Yeah.
And that's how this journey has begun. Long time ago, yeah.
I know, but when you were like 7 or 8 or even 6, were you a normal child?
I thought I was normal.
Yeah, but what about your peers and your parents and just surrounding people who were observing you? Were you looked at as normal?
I would say yes and no, because I was not interested in what other kids would do.
From
normally.
birth?
From 4, 5-year-old in a school and all. No, I was more involved in worship, in meditation, interested in something esoterical.
Okay.
Something much different. In that sense, it was a little hard for me to relate to normal conversation with other friends.
Did you come from a very religious family?
I wouldn't say no, very religious, no. Yeah, but religious, yes, of course.
So it was
I spent all my young days with older people, elderly people.
Really?
Yeah. My teacher who taught me Vedas, he was mentor for Mahatma Gandhi. He taught Mahatma Gandhi Gita, Bhagavad Gita. He was with Mahatma Gandhi in Erewada jail with Kasturba Gandhi, just 3 of them for a long time. And he's still alive, he's 118-year-old. So he was sort of inspiration for me. He was used to talk about his days with Mahatma Gandhi.
Wow.
And then my other teacher also, she was in Sabarmati Ashram for a long time.
How did you find these teachers?
They just happened to be our neighbors.
Oh, you got lucky there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Close to, and then my grandfather himself was in Sabarmati Ashram for 20 years.
Okay, okay. So did your parents have regular ambitions for their son, which is, get a job, get married, have children, the normal rigmarole and expectations of mortal life?
Yeah, yeah. But my father knew I would be doing something different.
Is it?
Yeah.
And so then what happened?
Because he was good in astrology as well, my father, so he knew that. So my mother did have some dreams of her own, but then very quickly she reconciled with.
So at which point did you say that I do not want to look at life as how normal, regular people look at life? Which point did
No,
you
no,
say
no.
it's okay?
I never disconnected myself with an ordinary, whatever regular people. I'm thinking, in fact, I am part of everyone. I'm one among everybody.
That's true, but I mean, you are at a different realm compared to, let's say, regular mortals like me, right? I mean, I'm a professional. I do my job. I have mortal ambitions.
Listen. Everyone has that spiritual spirit of inquiry within her. Everyone wants to know, who am I? What am I doing here? Where I have come from? Where I have been before? These basic questions come in, I think, any intelligent person's mind.
I'm glad you brought that up, Sri Sri, because I want to ask you about the purpose of life. And I think a lot of times you have been asked that. A lot of times people ask that question. My question to you is slightly different. Do you think we put too much focus and we give too much importance to the purpose of life? Is it required to have a purpose?
No, we need to expand the context for life. You know, when you see life from a very limited perspective, limited context, then your potentials are limited, your performance is limited, your concept about things around you are limited. But when you have a larger perspective, your context to life changes. You see life not as just this one, but that much. Before this also there was life, beyond this will also be there is life. When you see from that bigger context, your whole idea changes.
I agree.
Your whole vision changes. You know, your observation changes, your expression changes.
But my question is, does everybody need to have a purpose? Is it required?
Definitely. People do need to look for a purpose, you know. If you are an intellectual, definitely the quest for higher self comes up.
So, would it be acceptable to you as a man who's very enlightened and enlightens people day in and day out, if I asked you that, would it be an acceptable answer to you if one would propose that life or purpose of life can actually also be meaningless?
It's meaning what you give, you know. Life is what it is, you know. It's celebration, it is joy. And if you consider joy as a purpose of life, or happiness as purpose of life, or realization as purpose of life, it all amounts to the same thing.
Because there's one theory, and I want your opinion on it, saying that basically all of us seek purpose, seek some value, seek a calling, so to speak, because it gives us a reason to live. And so instead of being bored by it, we attach a lot of these things to ourselves to just make life more interesting.
More interesting. Exactly. See, a game, if you ask me, does a game have a purpose? On one hand, it doesn't have any.
That's true, yeah.
On the other hand, it does.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
yeah.
yes or no. It's neither yes nor no.
Yeah.
It's both yes and no.
There's another concept I'd like to discuss with you, which is spirituality. I know that you are the spiritual leader, but today I think spirituality, or the word spiritual, is much abused. Everybody calls themselves spiritual. I'm spiritual. I really don't know what that
It's
means.
just a change. It's good that it's a refreshing change. Because people used to run away from spirituality. I were thinking it's only for those who have no teeth.
So what do you
But
think?
now, at least now people have related to this, that there is a spiritual aspect to everybody's life, and they are recognizing it, and they are taking pride in being spiritual. They should do. It's a refreshing change.
But if you could treat me like a dummy who has no concept or evolution, and if you could explain to me the difference between spirituality and religion, what would you say the difference is? Being religious versus spiritual.
See, religion is what comes to you with your life. You are born in a particular religion. You are named after your marriage, your cremation, from birth to death. All the ceremonies happen by religion. Spirituality is that what you acquire from within. It is the experience that makes you spiritual. it is the longing in you for truth that makes you spiritual. It is appreciation of beauty and expression of love in you that makes you spiritual.
Would you call yourself religious? I know you're spiritual. Would you call yourself religious?
I'm not anti-religion at all. I respect religion. I respect all the religions, and they have a role to play.
You think they
in
have a
the
role to play
society.
today in society?
They do have a role to play. They are, at least, you know, not everybody get access to spirituality. At least religion is there to, at least they can, something they can hold on to in their life. So religion has it. It bonds people. It gives some hope to people, and creates lot of colorful ceremonies in life. So religion has its own role to play.
So if I had to ask you, when religion was invented, right, there was a reason behind it. It was a unifying force.
No, the religion was not consciously invented.
Okay.
It is a happening in society.
Okay.
When societies go through a change, a revolution, a religion is born.
Okay. But would you say in today's day and age, and I'm talking about the world at large, don't you think today religion is
Religions has caused many conflicts in the world. Many conflicts.
It's making us more exclusive than an inclusive community.
Yeah, that's where religion without spirituality creates much more conflict in the world. But religion with spirituality can unite people.
But Sri, you know, that it's for people like you, it's easy to say and even practice. But you know, for the masses at large, it seems to be an absolutely impossible proposition, because people are so.
What is impossible is asking them to leave the religion. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Well, in Russia tried it. They tried for 40 years. It didn't work. A church was demolished. It became a swimming pool. Again, it became a church again now today. So you cannot demolish religion. China has tried. It has not been successful. But in this country, we had all type of religions, all different religions. Yet it's a spirituality, strength of spirituality, which united people, and it's still carrying on today.
You think so? What do you think the state of India is? And if you could be candid on this one.
Well, you know, India has both. There are things, many different things that we need to attend to, which has to be improved. At the same time, we have great strength in this country. Which,
sure.
Yeah.
But don't you think we're becoming more and more polarized as a country? I mean, technically, we are the ones who have the Vedas and the scriptures. We should have been a lot more evolved in our thinking, right?
Listen, look at the India situation with so many languages, so many dialects, and such a huge population. 1/3 of the landmass of America and 3 times the population, and such a long period of where India had no self-rule. And in spite of all this, India is still dynamic, still progressing. In itself is a miracle. And I attribute this miracle to its spiritual values that this country has nurtured for ages.
So you don't think today that people are more polarized than ever in this country?
No, I think it's like saying people are very intolerant in this country, are more polarized. You know, you can't decide these things over some political situation. People by large in this country are very, very friendly, and they come to help each other. I'm saying there are pockets where this is not true, but by and large, our people are very friendly, and they have a lot of human values.
Sri, you've also tried to, you know, get your products out in the market, you know, with your foundation. Do you think you have you know a plan in place to make it more mass?
Well, you know, I don't get myself involved into it at all.
Oh, is it?
A
Okay.
section of you know, young people, they want to do it. I only give them blessings, and they are carrying on.
Oh, so you have nothing to do with it?
No.
But you lend your.
I lend my support to the people, to a group of.
So it's not really your venture, so to speak.
Well, when I have given my support to them, I told them, go ahead with these good products, and there are people, who are very spiritual, want to work for it. Yeah.
As a journalist, I can't not address one thing in this interview, but I want to talk about the NGT issue. Yeah, I do have to do that. There has been, as you know, they have.
I stick to my view that truth will always prevail.
That's true.
And truth will prevail. Right now, it's in the court. I am sure our courts are very fair, and the courts will give the right judgment.
Absolutely. But I know the dialogue between them. They say that, it was wrong of you. You say they shouldn't have given me permission.
No, well, I'll not get into that now, but I have said what I need to say. I have full faith in the judicial system of this country, and they will look into it.
Do you think you're being singled out and attacked?
Well, I wouldn't, as I said, I wouldn't get into it. Let our lawyers will go into it. And there are people who are doing malicious campaign about this. The legal justice system is there, they'll take care of it.
I have one rejoinder to that. Why do you think you're being singled out, if at all?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because, you're not a threat to anybody.
No, not at all. I don't know.
Last question before I let you go, Sri Sri, thank you so much for your time. If you had to say 3 things today that all of us as humans first and then Indians second should be practicing to make India a slightly more progressive place to live, what would it be?
Serve, smile, and look within. Bring out the talents that you have been gifted with.
Okay. On that note, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully you'll come out of this gleaming.